Have you ever been talking to a Gen Zer and suddenly they just stare blankly? That 1,000-yard stare. The one that makes you wonder if they're rebuffering or if they just said the dumbest thing in human history. Well, it's not just you. This Gen Z stare is a real phenomenon, and it's way deeper than just being zoned out. Today, we're going to decode what's really going on behind that blank expression, combining a little bit of therapy with a lot of meme culture. First off, think of the stare as a self-protection mechanism. Gen Z grew up in a world of constant digital noise, notifications, and social pressure. Their brains are constantly filtering an insane amount of information. That blank look, it's not emptiness, it's a mental firewall going up. It's their brain's way of saying, system overload. Please wait while we buffer. They're creating a small, quiet space in their own heads to avoid being completely overwhelmed by the chaos outside. It's a shield against a world that never, ever shuts up. Next, let's talk about the rejection of performative positivity. Millennials were kind of the pioneers of the live, laugh, love aesthetic. They perfected the curated Instagram feed where everyone is always smiling, always thriving, always on vacations. Gen Z looks at that and just cringes. They're not into forced smiles or pretending to be happy for the sake of social media. Their stare is a form of radical authenticity. It's a quiet rebellion against the pressure to perform happiness. They'd rather give you a blank, honest expression than a fake, chipper one. It's their way of saying, I'm not going to play the always happy game. It's a subtle pushback against the perfectly polished, often dishonest, online personas of the generation before them. And of course, we can't talk about Gen Z without talking about the pandemic. COVID lockdowns hit them during crucial developmental years, while older generations already had their social sea legs. Many Gen Zers had their in-person social skills development put on hold. Think about it. Years of interacting through screens, with laggy video calls and text messages, now thrust back into the real world. Face-to-face conversations can feel intense. That deer in the headlights look is often just social fatigue. They're not being rude, they're literally processing. It's the brain-to-mouth connection. Taking a moment to catch up after years of communicating through a keyboard. That blankness is the loading screen for their social software, which is still getting some major updates. Then there's the whole digital desensitization thing. When you spend your entire life scrolling through an endless feed of content from tragic news to viral dance challenges to sponsored ads, your brain starts to change how it processes reality. The line between what's S on a screen and what's S happening in front of you gets blurry. This can lead to a kind of self-objectification. Gen Z is hyper-aware of being perceived, of being seen as an avatar in someone else's life, just as they see others as characters on their screen. That stare can be a symptom of this. They're observing the interaction almost as if they're watching a movie, which can mute their immediate emotional responses. It's not that they don't feel, it's that their empathy is filtered through a lifetime of screen-based interactions. The stare can also be a powerful tool for social critique. Gen Z has a finely tuned radar for what they consider stupid questions or outdated social scripts. Of you, the classic boomeresque small talk you get while working a retail job, working hard or hardly working. Instead of playing along with a polite laugh, you get the stare. It's a quiet, non-confrontational way of saying, this script is glitching. This interaction feels meaningless. It's a refusal to participate in social rituals they find hollow. They're not trying to be defiant in a loud way. They're simply opting out of a game they don't see the point in playing. It's a silent protest against norms they view as obsolete. In a similar vein, the stare is a key part of identity exploration. Gen Z is navigating a world where identity, gender, sexuality, personal values is incredibly fluid and constantly in the spotlight. That's a lot of pressure. A neutral, unreadable expression becomes a safe space. It hides their vulnerability while they figure themselves out. The stare is an invitation, but a complex one. It says, don't take me at face value. Read between the lines. See if you can understand who I am without me having to spell it out for you. It's a test. They're watching how you react to their ambiguity, gathering data on whether you're a safe person to be their authentic self around them. This all carries over into the workplace, creating a significant generational disconnect. When a millennial or Gen X manager sees that stare, they might interpret it as laziness, disrespect, or a lack of ambition. But for many in Gen Z, it's a signal of disengagement from toxic hustle culture. They're not driven by the same competitive, climb-the-ladder at all costs mentality. The stare isn't defiance. It's a quiet plea for something more. It says, I'm not motivated by this corporate theater. I'm looking for genuine connection, meaningful work, and a healthy work-life balance. It's a red flag that the current system isn't working for them, and they're not willing to burn themselves out to uphold it. So, when we put it all together, the Gen Z stare is far from a sign of laziness or apathy. It's a complex, multi-layered response to the world they've inherited. It's a protective shield, a rejection of fake positivity, a symptom of social fatigue, a critique of outdated norms, and a tool for self-discovery. More than anything, it's a silent call for deeper understanding. They feel deeply misunderstood by a world that often mocks their struggles and dismisses their fatigue. Instead of judging that blank expression, maybe we should see it as an opportunity. An opportunity to ask better questions, to listen more intently, and to offer the empathy and connection they're so clearly, if quietly, asking for. So next time you encounter the stare, take a breath. Don't fill the silence. Just see it as an invitation to connect on a more authentic level. Thanks so much for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into our weird and wonderful modern world. See you next time.